Hey guys, so in this video we're going to talk about the chess scene. Okay, we're starting this new project. In the Planar project, it was very, I don't know, step by step. You could follow each video that I had and have a finished product. And that's great for our first project. That's the cookie cutter approach. So for this, I will show you many different techniques and possibilities within Maya, and it's going to be your job to pick which direction you want to go and put it all together to make a final product. So in this video, we're going to discuss modeling and specifically extruding, edge loops, and then smoothing. So let's get started. I'm going to drop in a cube, and I need to go to my modeling toolkit here. Now, Maya lets you rip windows off, things like that, which is great later down the road, but for students, kind of sucks because then you close the window and then you don't know where to find it. If that happens, go to Windows, Workspaces, and I'm on Maya Classic, and then you can just reset to factory default. All my windows will come back, and we're good to go. So in my modeling toolkit, I have these buttons up here. We've been holding right click and going to vertex mode or face mode. Notice these buttons change up there. Some of you like buttons. So we can press object mode right here, or vertex, edge, and face. Just a different way how to get there. So I'm going to go to face mode, and I'm going to extrude, which is this button. It's also located in my poly modeling tab right, where is it? There it is. Okay, so I'm going to press extrude. Well, first I need to select a face. That would help. So I press extrude. Now nothing happens. So it's important after I press extrude that I do something. Okay, so this has made a face that I can pull up now. Notice it leaves this edge behind. So I have two faces here. Now I can change this thickness, which is just like grabbing these arrows and pulling it up. Or I can do the offset, which is just like pressing R on my keyboard and scaling. So I'm going to do another extrusion. And let's just pull that up. Let's make like a little skyscraper here. I can pull that up. And then G on the keyboard, G is in golf, will repeat the last action. So my last action was extrude, so if I press that, I did an extrude where I don't have to actually press this button. This time I'm going to scale it down. I'm pressing W and R, so W for move. R to scale. Okay, and I'm going to scale this down, make it pointy. Okay, awesome. Now I can also, let's push like this window in. So I'm going to press extrude to scale, or extrude this face, R to scale, and I can scale this down. And then I can either push it in, but I'm going to leave it flat and then extrude again and push this in. Cool. I can do the same thing if I want over here. But that brings me to my next thought, is we have symmetry that we can turn on, which is located right here. So let's turn on symmetry. So I'm on the X symmetry here. So when I click here, it's highlighted blue. So I can do the same thing over here as I do over there. So let's do that. So I'm going to extrude and then scale, R to scale, extrude, and push it this way a little bit. Cool. So I did the same thing on both sides. Awesome. So now let's talk about smoothing. If I select my object and press 3, it's going to smooth, and I might get some funky results. Now this is a preview smooth. We can do like a permanent smooth here if we wanted to, but the nice thing about Arnold is that it will actually render this smooth out, which is nice. So that's smooth, but it's like, ew, that's really gross. I accidentally went into wireframe mode. I can change that here because I wanted this to be sharp. Maybe I want the corners to be smooth just a hair. So I'm going to show you edge loops with just a simple cube to start with. So if I press 3, this is going to smooth down into a sphere. Under my mesh tools, I can hit these white dots and I can actually rip this little window off. I'm just going to put it right there for now because here I have what's called insert edge loop. And if I click this, I can left click and drag on an edge, and then it will create an edge that is perpendicular to the edge that I'm on. So this edge, left click and drag, and now I can drop in an edge loop. So I'm going to put one right there. Look what happens when I press 3. So this is called a holding edge. When we have edges that are close together, it holds our smooth and doesn't make it so round. So to see this in action, I can hold left click and drop one in maybe this distance. So this edge is a lot closer to the corner, so it's sharper. But this edge loop that I dropped in is a lot further away, so I have this nice round curve. I can do it this way as well. Oops. So let me go to object mode. Oh, I'm still in symmetry mode. There we go. And then I could drop in edge loops here. So just notice what it's doing to the shape. I press 1, and this is what my edges look like. But when I press 3, because I've dropped in edge loops, it's super round. I'm going to go back to my skyscraper and try that. So let me insert edge loop. Let's say I want, I don't know, this edge not to be so sharp. So I know if I drop in an edge loop that's super close, it's going to be really sharp. So I'm going to bring it maybe here, and let's do one over here. Okay, notice it is going to run an edge loop all the way up and through my part. So keep that in mind. Let's press 3. So now I have this round edge, and it's not so sharp or so round. Cool. So we just discussed extruding. All right, so you can select a face or an edge or vertices, hit your extrude button to pull it out. We discussed 1 and 3 mode. So 3 mode is our smooth preview mode. 1 mode is our normal mode. 1 and 3 on the keyboard. And then we talked about edge loops, because when I press 3, super smooth. And I can come in here and grab my insert edge loop and drop in an edge to make that nice hard edge. And I could do it this way if I wanted to. Just like that.